Okay, next up is a film called 127 Hours, and this is what was one of the most extraordinary experiences I've seen at the movies this year. This is an unbelievable, captivating picture that I just could not get enough of. The movie stars James Franco, of course a lot of you may know from the Spider-Man movies, as of course Peter Parker's troubled friend Harry Osborn. Now, Franco here plays Aaron Ralston. This is a true story. Ralston, an extreme athlete, I guess you could call it, like the kind of stuff you see on the X Games or whatever. A lot of heavy, cycling, mountain climbing, all that stuff. And again, yes, Aaron Ralston is a true character, and this is directed also by Danny Boyle, of course famous for Slumdog Millionaire and Trainspotting. Now, the thing about this movie, of course, I'm going to set it up. It's quite a simple setup, really. Ralston is out in the mountains. Doesn't quite bother to tell anybody where he's going. This is just him. He's just a very spontaneous person. And, he comes across a couple people, a couple girls that he just has, a little bit of fun with. Not in that way, but just, a little adventure with in the mountains. And after that, he's all alone. All of a sudden, he gets trapped. His hand is under a boulder. And all he has left are his camera and just a few other items. And this is where we set the tone for the movie with a few flashbacks. This is the whole movie. Now, if you recall some episodes back, we reviewed a movie called Buried with Ryan Reynolds, where a similar concept took place, where all he had was his cell phone. Now here, James Franco does what's really important in a role like this, and he's really just captures every aspect of Aaron Ralston and every aspect of the character that he is playing here. And he's given a lot of time to do so, and does it with just pure, aggressive, raw emotion and a journey. Well, and he takes us on a journey just while in one place. Now that in itself is amazing. This is a mental and physical performance that just blends elements of what this character needs to get through. The heart, the soul, the mind is all there. He really has a way of putting it all together. Now, Danny Boyle, and I gotta give him credit here too as a director, he has a way of getting you into his characters with the films he directs. Trainspotting made us root for, of all people, a heroin addict who's a decent-minded guy who just does a lot of bad things. And of course, even Slumdog Millionaire, took us on a role of an unforgettable character who really just, we were captivated within 15 minutes. We were just rooting for this guy to win at whatever he was going for, and I love how Danny Boyle does that. It's no different here. Now, the thing I gotta give James Franco credit for is that he's always been a very underrated actor who's never been truly appreciated with some of the work he has done. He was really good in films like Pineapple Express, where he took his comedic level to another place where it could not be done. I'm thinking, this is the guy from Spider-Man? No way. And I've seen him in other stuff too, and it's mostly dramas that didn't do well, like Annapolis or whatnot, and it just seems to me that he's finally in the last few years alone just tapped into certain talents of himself that people have failed to see. I saw it in the Spider-Man movies, I saw it on his old TV shows that were produced by Judd Apatow, but really he really puts it together. And what I also like too is that he has a way, I guess you could say, of just telling the story with every bit of himself. With his mouth, his dialogue, his eyes, the emotions that he feels, the actions he takes. And again, it's in this movie, and it's in a lot of other movies he does too. But this is a career-defining movie for a man who, again, has been overlooked, but I think now has truly ascended into the upper echelon, if you will, of actors, and will be on a lot of producers and directors' hot lists from here on in. This is also a mind-boggling experience of a film too. I just could not believe how captivated I was. Again, you look at performances like Tom Hanks in Castaway, which the movie's only fault was that movie was a half hour too long. You look at John Cusack in 1408, and like I said, Ryan Reynolds in Buried, or Sam Rockwell last year in Moon, a very underrated performance. Again, it's not easy. You gotta have the right guy doing it. And here Franco is he's not the right guy, he's the perfect guy. And that is why this movie works. I gave 127 hours, perfect 5.